All right, everybody, we have the AGL Zamasu and Tech Trunk EZAs here in the game. We're going to go ahead and hop into AGL Zamasu's EZA here. Now, I have been grinding these, I'll be honest, using this auto clicker here. It came out at 3 a.m. I could not stay awake, so I just went ahead and turned this on and let it go. And you'll notice here that Zamasu is at level 28, and you may have noticed that Trunks was at a... Well, no, you probably wouldn't have seen it, but Trunks is at a bit of a different level, because I did his first. So whenever we get to Trunks' video, we'll go ahead and take a look at that. So what we're going to do in this video is just talk about my team build here, first of all. Zamasu is weak to, what is it? It's not Final Trump card, it's the other one. Battle of Fate. Battle of Fate. So if you have Battle of Fate super tech units, that is what you want to bring in here. So far, I don't believe that this EZA has been an issue at all for me. Again, I've just been using the auto clicker, so I haven't noticed if it has been an issue. You know, that's the nice thing. They finally, after all these years, added auto to EZAs. I guess I can't say all these years because we just got auto very recently itself, so comparatively to the life cycle of the entire game, so... I can't really say, finally! It's like, you know, they just got auto into the game, but for some reason they decided that we didn't need auto in EZAs. I'm finally glad that it's here now. Woo! I just woke up, by the way. It's still about 6:30 a.m., so I'm going to try to, you know, get these videos out as well as the 200% showcases today. Maybe some later this afternoon whenever I get off work, but for now we're just going to get the EZAs, the stage 30 guides. Well, stage 30 for one of them, and then again, Trunks is a little bit further along, but we'll still go over his video and the team build that I'm using. I assume Trunks' EZA has been very easy because again, I woke up and we're pretty far into it. So let's go ahead and go over the details for Zamasu here, since this is his video. I do like to go ahead and take a look at his EZA details and talk about it a little bit. So let me go ahead and switch over here. Okay, so this is True Power of a God Zamasu. This is his EZA. I just want to talk about it, my thoughts on it a little bit here. So this is his base form, obviously, where he starts out on. You know, what's interesting to me, right, is that I always thought that we would get a card kind of like the reverse of this. You know, we got this Zamasu holding the Potara with Rosé in the background. I always thought that we would kind of get the reverse, and we would get a Rosé here. And then a, you know, Zamasu in the background. I always thought that we might get that, but so far we have not. Maybe we'll get it this celebration, who knows. I mean, listen, they can give us 100 more Rosés, you know, I don't think that's going to be an issue at all. Leader skill here is Realm of Gods, key plus 3, HP attack and defense 170%, or Extreme Class, key plus 3, HP attack and defense 130% to stats. This guy is a great battlefield leader, you know, like... Some people hear that and they think it's like a joke, like, oh, he's good for Battlefield, but no, like, really, this is a very good leader skill for Battlefield, you know. I still run AGL Rosé in Battlefield to this day, and now that we have this guy again, I think that's going to make a great combo. You know, it's actually very interesting. I've been running AGL Rosé in this event for a very long time, and, you know, now I can run Zamasu again. I used to run Zamasu back in the day as my leader, and now I can run him again here, and he's actually going to be really effective in Battlefield. You know, whenever I run Battlefield teams, just talking about my ideology with that for a little bit, is, you know, you guys know that I like cohesion, if you've seen my Battlefield videos. So whereas, you know, other people maybe bring like the newest units, like the hardest hitting units, what I look for is, you know, I have like a few units that are going to be like my main damage dealers essentially, and then I like to bring units that are kind of like supports, orb changers, specifically Rainbow, but even type orb changing in Battlefield can be good since everybody there is the same type. And if you get a couple of them running around, you can actually make it very effective. Whew. My body is very upset with me. It is like, bro, what are you doing? Like, awake sooner than, you know, usual, and, you know, just talking 100 miles an hour immediately. I'm not used to being up this early. I apologize. So anyway, super attack effect here is raises defense, so he's going to stack defense. That's going to be pretty good. We saw how effective this was last year with Cooler's EZA. I mean, honestly, Cooler's EZA could have been better, but what makes this effective on Zamasu is that he also has this 40% damage reduction here baseline, which just really helps cut down the damage from these big boss attacks. So this is great to see. This was pretty much what I said could really help mimic Zamasu's power. You know, Zamasu's whole gimmick is that he's immortal, right? Like he wished on the Super Dragon Balls, he became immortal, and you know he can't be killed. You know, he's maybe not the strongest fighter. So we're like really in a head-to-head matchup against Blue Goku. He can't really win, right? Like he doesn't really stand a chance in terms of raw power, but he's going to outlast you. You know, it's one of those situations where it's like, well, he can't be killed, so your energy is just going to go down and down and down, and you're not really going to be able to hurt this guy. Well, I mean, eventually you're not going to be able to do damage to this guy because you've run out of stamina, you know, and he's just going to outlast you. And I thought that defense stacking on this guy kind of made sense to mimic that. It's like, as the fight goes on, he's just getting stronger and stronger. But really, I mean, in the anime, he's not actually getting stronger. You're just getting weaker. And, you know, there's not really a way to make bosses perpetually weaker in Dokkan. You know, because usually they become immune to debuffs and everything like that as you get on, or as you get further through the event. So this was the best way to kind of mimic that, in my opinion, and, you know, they did it. So maybe I could have been greedy and asked for some additionals in this base form, and maybe made his additionals a little bit less restrictive in his fusion form. But overall, he's very good. Sorry, I had to mute that yawn. That one, I gotta drink some water or something here. There we go. Passive skill, you know, he gets 140% attack and defense to all stats. That was kind of his issue pre-EZAs, that he just had attack and raw defense. I feel like Dokkan did a string of units back then where they just had like these 40% damage reduction units that just really could not hold up. You know, they were kind of designed in the Legendary Goku event meta, and even then, like, they were kind of like not the most reliable in the world, so... you know, like right here, this was his, you know, passive beforehand. They really didn't do a ton to change it. I mean, they did. You know, this is huge, right? Right now, Zamasu, the Tech Zamasu, is kind of the de facto villain leader. So having a unit like this AGL Zamasu around, who's going to just be giving 2 ki to all extreme class allies, is very important, and it helps him kind of become like the true glue that he needs to be to help tie these teams together. So I think that that was a really important change that they did. Of course, in this base form, they didn't touch his damage reduction, but they did give him this nice healing. This healing does make sense on him. You know, it's like, you're only going to get 1 turn of this if you get it, but what it's going to do is, like, Zamasu's not going to be the most defensive in this base form right here. He should be able to survive attacks, but, he should be able to survive attacks, but he's going to be susceptible to taking damage, maybe even from normals in this base form. So they gave him this healing, so it's like, okay, maybe you took 100k damage from this guy on his first turn. Well, now you're just going to heal that back off at the end of turn, which is very good. What we need to be concerned about a little bit is his healing in his fusion form. We'll go over that in just a second. I'm not really going to go over his, you know, fusion form, or like his Bukkake form. This is, listen, this do damage, but this is good. You know, before you almost never wanted to transform into this form. Just because there was, like, almost no upside to it. Now, his defense is actually really good in this form. You know, his damage reduction still does drop down, but this extra additional 50% defense when performing a super attack for 3 turns means that you can transform this guy towards the end of fights and have some success with him. So, you're not, like, totally locked out of this form now, which is very, very nice. One thing that's kind of unfortunate here is his link skills. In base, he doesn't have big bad bosses, and his main defensive link is Cold Judgment, and he does get a lot of value from that. Luckily, again, you're only ever going to see 1 turn of this guy, and that's if you get him on turn 1 or 2, because if you get this guy in turn 3, he's actually going to start out in Fusion Zamasu. That is going to be a little bit bad, though. Because he does stack defense by 30% in his base form. That will really just jumpstart his defense. You know, like this. You know, this guy stacks right the entire fight, but he goes from 30% to 20% here in his fusion form. So just getting this extra 30% or even 60% if you double super on in their first turn can really be helpful and conducive to, you know, this guy just having good defense throughout the entire fight. So, like, if you can get this guy to double super on your first turn, that is, like, best case scenario with him. That's not going to happen very often, even if you give this guy full additional, but it's still pretty good. Still pretty good. Let's go ahead and look at his fusion form here. Oh, by the way, this guy's on a lot of categories, and he's going to be very effective on them. Pretty good. You know, his linking partners, you just want to run him next to this guy right now, so. And, you know, everything pretty much stays the same, but now he stacks attack and defense. We have my alarm going off. That's pretty good. Sorry about that. Give me a second. Let me turn on Do Not Disturb. That's my bad. Oh, it's already 7 o'clock. Okay, so. Key +2, attack and defense was 150%, so his, you know, stats just go up a little bit here. I expected them maybe to buff this more, like up to maybe 180%, but, you know, 150 is still okay. The key support, he retains it, again, very good. They did buff his damage reduction up, though, to 50%. I did not expect that. I thought that it was going to be more likely that this would stay 40 and that this would jump up to, like, 180. This is really good. 50% damage reduction, of course, I'm not going to complain about. 50% attack when performing a super attack. Again, I wish this was attack and defense, but I mean, this guy might be competing for like a top 5 unit in the game at that point if this was attack and defense here. So I mean, I understand, like, they don't want to make this guy like too good, right? So this is fine. He launches an additional super attack within the same turn after receiving an attack. I'm interested to see how often I'm actually going to get this. Of course, if you're going against an AoE boss, like, that'll be good. But I'm curious how often I'm actually going to see this in battle. Now, here's what I'm kind of concerned about, is this right here. Specifically, I guess the first line. So if HP is, or if HP is 90% or under, or less, he does recover 10% HP, which is good, but it is kind of working against you in this form. So, like, Zamasu needs to be at or under 70% HP. In order to go into Infinite Zamasu on turn 5. Well, let's say you're right at that threshold, and then you know, have this guy in rotation, and he heals you. Like, well, now you can't get it right at the start of turn because you just have healing. Which, I mean, healing is always good, but, you know, I'll be interested to see how often it's like, man, I really wish we had Infinite Zamasu, but, you know, we healed out of it on this turn. I'm curious to see how often that will happen, if, you know, I ever feel like that. I'm sure I will. I'm sure there will be times where we heal out of it, and it's like, oh, man, you know, if we only had it, we would be absolutely good here. And then, yeah, Link skills, he gets Big Bad Bosses and Fused Fighter. He drops, what is it, Cold Judgment and Prodigies, which Prodigies is kind of like a horrible link. I don't know why they... I mean, I kind of get it, right? That's kind of like this guy's gimmick, but, you know, it is what it is. Anyway, then we already kind of talked about his Bukkake form. Several 200% leaders. I'm going to go ahead and get the 200% video, and we'll go over a breakdown again there. So, that should be stage 30 complete. One day, if this ever loads. Let's go ahead and switch back over here. Hello? Any day? I'll pause until it comes back. Oh, there it is. All right. You got some extras in here. Very nice. This is the team I used. Very solid. I haven't actually easy aid Trunks yet, so I mean, if you want to do Trunks' first and then, you know, get him easy aid and bring him in here, he'll be great. But overall, this was not a very difficult easy A. You know, the Battle of Fate category is pretty good. So let's go ahead and get this guy awakened, and we'll move on over into... Well, also, hang on, let's go ahead and collect the missions here, because we should have the missions for Physical Gowasu and Zamasu as well. So we'll get them both awakened, and then we will move on to the Tech Trunks video after this and talk about him a little bit. I do think Tech Trunks is actually a little bit underrated, you know, at the moment. People are kind of comparing him to Kale and Caulifla, but I think he's going to be much better than Kale and Caulifla. He's going to be stacking a lot faster. Hello? Why is the game so slow right now? Hello? Now loading? Sometime this century, please? Hello? You know, I can't even play the music here, so it's like the people are just leaving in droves. All right, there we go. And we'll select all the missions. It looks like it's going to give us a lot of Zenny, yet there's all the medals. Very, very good here. So, I guess we go ahead and grab Trunks's too. That's fine. So we can go ahead and awaken Zamasu here. Here we go. And Extreme Z him. There we go. Easy, easy, easy. Dude, the loading. What is happening right now? Did they do like a shadow update? And I didn't realize it last night. Like what is going on here? Let's do this. We'll just grab some of these. There we go. And auto. Perfect. All right, so that's Zamasu, easy aid. I don't have a sticker on him. I may decide to put a sticker on him, but it looks really bad in his like base form and like his transform state. So it's kind of like, super physical Gawasu. Do you guys remember whenever this guy released and they had him on a separate banner? That was insane. Was he unfeatured? No, he was featured, but they had him on a blue coin banner for his release date. That was insane. That was like greed man moves by Dokkan. The AGL Zamasu banner on JP was actually like one of the main reasons I stopped playing my JP account. I got hugely shafted on that banner, and that's whenever I decided like that I would just play global because I just got like unearthly shafted on that banner originally. So anyway, let me know what you guys think. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.